We cannot get enough of bad movies, whether it's because of the horrible acting, the insane plots, or whatever this is. We love bad movies. When I say bad movies, I'm not talking about movies like Sausage Party or Suicide Squad. I'm talking about films like The Room, Step Up 3, or even Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Still pretty broad, but I think we all know the difference between a good bad movie and just a boring shitter. Bad movies provide a completely different experience than watching a regular movie because you're not approaching it in the same way. What do I mean by that? Let's just Tony Hawk and Boom Boom Sabotage 360 our way right into this topic. Yes, that is the real title of a movie, and that has got to be one of the worst transitions ever done on the history of this website. First of all, bad movies are funny. They don't always mean to be, which makes them so much funnier than most comedy movies. I don't know if it's the same phenomenon as things being funnier when they're not supposed to be funny, like when your grandma splits her hip bone in half and everyone is concerned for her health, but you're still trying to hold back laughter because when it happened, she went, and you've never heard her make that noise before. I watched Lemonade Mouth recently, which is supposed to be a drama. It says it's a comedy drama and musical, but I swear they added that comedy part retroactively. That's why they just tacked it onto the drama part. There are no jokes in this movie. It takes itself so seriously, and it made me laugh harder than any other movie I've seen this year. Also, shout out to Adam Hicks. This guy understands comedic timing. He is so funny. I really wish he continued acting, but let's just not talk about it. When a bad movie does something absurd, it hits twice as hard because it's like, who the fuck gave this the okay? There are like 12 people on set. How are you not embarrassed to pitch a scene like this? Before we move on, I got an awesome announcement to do really quickly. We got a freaking code with field notes, baby. Every script I write starts in one of these bad boys. What does that mean for you? It means that you too can write garbage into these high quality, beautiful notebooks. The quality of the content inside does not need to match the beautiful build of these things. I can open any one of these and I could find something good. I mean, right here I have pages and pages filled out for this current video you're watching. Isn't that incredible? I'm gonna have to blur that out because there's spoilers for more poop and pee jokes later on. That's Chon10 at checkout at fieldnotesbrand.com. 10% off your first order. Thanks again to Field Notes for the code. I am so freaking hyped about that. Staying on the topic of there being 12 people on set, bad movies, at least the good kind of bad movies, usually feel homemade, which makes them human. And isn't that what all art is truly about? Isn't that what Johannes Vermeer was trying to do when he painted the girl with the earring? Isn't that what Christian Weston Chandler achieved when they created Sonichu? Humanity. It's what we're all chasing when creating art. Like, look at this. Why does this look like this? Is it because A, it's from 1996, B, it's actually a YouTube video, C, I made it, and also I have schizophrenia, or D, it had too small of a budget? Well, actually, A, it came out in 2012, B, it was supposed to be a theatrical release, but it went straight to DVD, so it is not a YouTube video. C, I unfortunately did not make this. I unironically wish I did, and I am not schizophrenic as far as Gerald and I are concerned. And D, this movie had a bigger budget than Toy Story, Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, the movie version, and about the same ballpark as Shrek. To make matters worse, this movie is newer than those, so you'd think that animation costs would have gone down. You can tell this was made by humans. Maybe not normal humans like you and I, but what other creature on this earth other than humans could make something like this? Switching to low budget live action movies, the movie Fateful Findings looks like it was filmed on the same camera I use, but I mean, let's be real, that movie is a bigger achievement for this camera than any of the dumb shit I've ever done in front of this lens. There's a scene in this movie that takes place in a hospital, and it's so obviously filmed in the same house as the rest of the movie with these ass blinds in the background. This movie by Neil Breen was not exactly a huge success, but you know who else wasn't successful in their lifetime? Vincent van Gogh. So yeah, appreciate the artist that is Neil Breen while we still have him with us on this blue marble. Taking a look at a more stripped down movie like this makes you realize movies are just adults playing pretend. We have adults making costumes for other adults, so when they play pretend, it looks more real. They even get more adults involved to make toys for the other adults, so their pretend is even more believable, and they don't have to go pew pew, cling, cling, cling. As a kid though, none of that clicks. There is no better feeling of excitement and absolute heartbreak than when rewatching a childhood movie that actually sucks. You always want to think it was okay at worst, but you're watching this shit and swearing they added new scenes that is making the movie bad. This must be a director's cut of Race to Witch Mountain, where they're using B takes where The Rock sucks at acting because he's usually really good. That's kind of another beautiful thing about revisiting a bad childhood movie. You now have an adult brain telling you none of this shit makes sense. But it did when I was a kid. Was I stupid as a kid? Was I potentially a big freaking idiot? It's dope. It's like watching a brand new movie because they definitely changed it completely. They changed the whole plot in that 15-year period where I did not watch the movie once. The best thing about bad movies and why we love them so much is that they completely change the movie experience. Movies are great. You sit there, you watch them, you think about it, you talk about how this scene was so cool and this action didn't really make sense for the main character and the undertones were just too on the nose and took me out of the whole experience by the third act. And just shit like that. That's how you talk about movies, I think. Bad movies, on the other hand, have one distinct difference. You can talk during them. No one's gonna throw a bitch fit if you make a fart sound during the most serious scene in Step Up 3. It completely changes the movie experience from a solo experience to a social experience. Not to be confused with a social experiment. It is not mommy makeout day, and we are not in Venice Beach. Sorry to all the mommies out there trying to get a piece of this ass. I don't do them prank videos. I talk into a microphone by myself. Yes, you can watch any kind of movie together, obviously, but even during a comedy, you don't want to talk too much and miss the actual plot that's there. It's so annoying when someone asks, how did we get here? Or what happened to the dog during an actual movie? But it's hysterical during a bad movie to be like, how the did we get here? Because no one knows, not even the one person that's actually paying attention or the director. Every funny thing that happens in a bad movie is exponentially funnier when you're watching it with your friends. Every shitty piece of dialogue becomes a quote that enters your shared library of dictionary of that's not okay. How many times have you heard the quote, I did not hit her, it's not true, it's bullshit, I did not hit her, I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. I don't care how many times you've heard it. I don't care if you fucking hate it. I will never stop quoting it. Two's great, but three's a crowd. The reason we love bad movies so much is because we can truly enjoy them together in real time. Like, yeah, it's fun to shit your pants together watching a scary movie or fight back tears together at the end of Click. Like, this shit is just a stupid Adam Sandler movie. But there is nothing like dying laughing together while two D-list actors give it their fucking all in this booty ass movie like they're gonna win this year's Oscar for best drama actor or however that works. I don't know how the Oscars really work. One of my favorite bad movie experiences is when my friend's mom's friend let us use her home theater for a movie night. I have never seen that woman or her fucking mansion ever since, but God bless her. We showed up I had my Foodfight DVD. It's in the other room. I don't want to grab it right now, but I brought that shit. And of course they didn't have a DVD player because it was 2000 something, a few years ago. I actually don't know what year. That's kind of concerning. But they are so rich. They just bought the movie on iTunes, and we watch this shit in a straight up movie theater. We might be the only people on this planet who have gotten to enjoy this movie in an actual theatrical release format. I don't know what the funniest part is. Watching a movie like this in a movie theater, watching a movie like this with your friends and just dying the whole time, or the fact that this movie is definitely still in their Apple movie library. I love bad movies, except that one. That one actually sucks. They're so human. They show us just how badly we have this urge to make art when we pour hundreds of hours into making this. I've almost puked laughing at the most mundane shit in a bad movie. I can't even say that about my favorite comedies, which might say more about my taste than anything else. No, actually, it's just a different kind of joy. We have this sick urge as humans to watch other humans fail. And a bad movie is just a failure for so many humans that were part of making it. It can be such a colossal failure for so many people, though, that it becomes a success. Like, we love The Room. There are theaters that regularly play The Room. Is there a theater that regularly plays Pulp Fiction or Shawshank Redemption? I don't think so. A bad movie is like a pizza. It's okay to have a little bit by yourself. Maybe a clip here, a few slices there, but it's a little concerning if you consume the whole thing alone. Long live bad movies. I genuinely hope we never run out of them. Like, an unironically made bad movie is one of the best things. It's one of life's 7 wonders. Drop your favorite bad movie memory in the comments. Follow the Instagram. Check out the shop. Try out some field notes. Chon10 at checkout for 10% off your first order. Don't forget to chondle that subscribe button for weekly videos. And thank you for watching.